Okay, get this. What if I told you there's a toy company, one you've probably never even heard of, that's now worth more than the creators of Barbie and Hello Kitty? Yeah, combined. This is the incredible story of Pop Mart, and trust me, it's a wild ride. So let's dive in.
So it all really kicks off with just one absolutely mind-blowing number: $9.5 billion. Seriously, let that sink in for a second. That's the market cap for a Chinese toy company called Pop Mart, and that number, it has left the entire industry, well, completely stunned. But okay, what does a number like that actually mean in the real world?
Well, to really put it into perspective, that $9.5 billion valuation, it's not just big, it's huge. We're talking bigger than some of the most legendary names in the entire business. Think about this. It's more than double the value of Sanrio, the company that gave us Hello Kitty. And it's even higher than Mattel, the American giant behind Barbie. This means a relatively new player on the scene is outvaluing decades of absolute toy royalty. It's crazy.
So what's fueling this insane rise? Well, it's these little guys right here. Meet Labubu. They're these elf-like figures with these kind of mischievous grins that have somehow become a global obsession. Before the craze for these dolls kicked off, most people had never even heard of Pop Mart. And now, they're the engine driving a multi-billion-dollar empire. But here's the twist. The real secret isn't just the toy itself.
Yeah, the secret isn't just about what they sell, it's about how they sell it. See, Pop Mart's entire success really hinges on this brilliant retail strategy that taps directly into our own psychology, and it's called the blind box phenomenon.
So for anyone who isn't familiar with this, a blind box is, well, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You buy a sealed box, but you have absolutely no idea which little character you're going to get until you rip it open. It completely transforms a simple purchase into this moment of suspense and surprise and, discovery. It's kind of like part treasure hunt, part lottery ticket.
And this simple idea creates this incredibly powerful, you could almost say addictive loop. So first, you make the purchase. Then comes that thrill of the reveal, right? Did you get the one you wanted? Or maybe you got a super rare secret figure. And that feeling, it just kicks off this hunt for more, fueling not only repeat purchases, but also a massive resale market where some of these rare figures can sell for literally thousands of dollars.
And the demand this whole system creates, it is just off the charts. I mean, for some of the new releases, lining up in person is a thing of the past. The hype is so intense that fans are literally scanning QR codes to get into digital queues that can last for weeks. All of that just for the chance to buy one tiny box. Its scarcity and desire totally weaponized.
But okay, Pop Mart's ambitions don't just stop with selling collectible toys. Not even close. They're taking all those profits and betting big on becoming a full-blown entertainment giant. Their goal? To build an entire universe of characters, kind of like what Disney has done.
And believe me, they are expanding on a massive scale. Just last year, they opened Popland, their very own theme park in Beijing. They've set up an in-house film studio to bring these characters to the big screen. There's even an animated series starring their top character, Labubu, in the works. CC, they're not just selling a product anymore, they're building entire worlds and franchises that they hope are going to last for generations.
So, I know what you're thinking. It sounds like a completely unstoppable success story, right? A smooth path to world domination. Well, not quite. Because like any empire, Pop Mart is starting to face some really serious challenges that could threaten its incredible rise. And the first cracks are already starting to show, especially with investor confidence. The company's stock, which is listed in Hong Kong, is actually down by about a third from its peak. That kind of suggests that the initial hype might be wearing off. But you know what? A shaky stock price isn't even its biggest problem.
No, the biggest risk, it really comes down to this one phrase: the urge to meddle. And that simple phrase, it points to a really complex and potentially dangerous threat that's lurking right in the company's home country.
See, here's the thing about doing business in China. When a consumer brand gets this successful, it can start to attract a lot of political scrutiny. The government there is really focused on pushing things like advanced manufacturing, not so much collectible toys. So the big concern is that as Pop Mart gets more and more high profile, the government might not be able to resist, intervening in its business. And that's a risk that has really tripped up other successful Chinese companies in the past.
So, all of this leaves us with the real billion-dollar question, doesn't it? Is Pop Mart actually on its way to becoming the next global entertainment powerhouse? A modern-day Disney that was literally born from a blind box?
Or are the financial pressures and those unique political risks back home a sign that this incredible bubble is about to pop? I guess only time will tell.